Hey everybody, welcome back to our Minecraft 1.11 world, 1.11.2 now. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different than I've been doing. I'm going to set up realms. So I have a realms account already that I have purchased. And if you don't know what Realms is, it basically is a service where Mojang hosts a shared server for you. And so we're going to set one up today. I don't think that I'm going to use my World 00 that I've been using, but what I do have is a world that we've been playing on, I believe, since 1.9, myself and some family members and friends. And I think we started at 1.9, maybe 1.8, but it's been quite some time since we began this world. And so we'll just pop in here really, really quick just to see it. So here we are in our village of sorts. We have a main area. This gold block was the original spawn. So there is a set of spawn chunks around here. We have some farms, pumpkin farm, watermelon farm, all the end trees, and some various villages, and a storage area. So this is kind of an overview of what we'll probably start seeing in an end game scenario eventually. A storage, what I call the storage castle, and some other various facilities. This is really my place in the game. There is the house that I built for my wife and I up there, the purple building up on the hilltop, and there's you can just toss stuff in here and it'll take it over to the storage area. So an iron farm, and various people's houses go off different ways. So I'm just popping in here so that we can get an idea of how fast things work. So this is running on my machine here, my local machine. And I'm going to just pop into this nether portal just to see how fast the response is loading. And so that's pretty quick. So this is kind of our nether hub. Nothing super fancy in here. I don't actually know why we started putting down pink and green, but it reminds me of the pigs anyway. So, and this goes off in various directions. We're going to make a quick run just because I want to hit all the zones really quick, or all the dimensions. So we're going to pop over to our end portal. We've already defeated the end dragon, and if you're wondering why I don't have any elytra on, since you may have watched other channels where people who are sort of in the end game of Minecraft have their elytra and they're flying all over the place. I never really used them too much. I didn't particularly care for using the punch tube bow trick. It was just too much drama for me. And we still played quite a bit of adventure mode where we were kind of wandering off killing things, and so I never really practiced it, and now Mojang has thankfully gotten rid of it. So now, as you may or may not know, you can use fireworks to propel yourself. So that's pretty nice. And so this was a staging area in a stronghold that we set up for going to the end. It's been so long since we beat the Ender Dragon that I don't think we really did any research. My wife and I were playing, and I think we just kind of loaded up with iron armor and iron swords, and we went in and with bows and arrows. There were a bunch of those in those boxes, and you can see there's a bunch of stuff in here from whenever we did this, and we just kind of came in and sort of brute killed the end dragon eventually after many deaths. And then we did run off and get elytra. So I do have a pair, and you can see I still have not claimed the dragon egg. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but there is a trick with the dragon eggs that helps you punch through the ceiling and in the nether, and that can make it to where it's more advantageous for creating some really super powerful XP farms there. But I didn't do that yet, so really most of my time on this server has been spent with my family. So and here we have a little bit of a map of the surrounding area. You can see some other items over there. This is kind of the I guess this is the base area, and this is another player's farm, and there's a bunch of other jazz. So and so we'll probably build a lot of this stuff eventually. A little armor shop. This is my first stab at actual civilization I set up on here. So trying to establish a shop and maybe get some currency going or something like that. So this world, and there's a lot of interesting things in this world, but the focus of this is not really to spend time in this world. It's really just to make sure that this pops up and functions. Oh, look, somebody emptied the farm and didn't replant it. That's a shame, but these things happen. So this is really just to get a sense of how well this performs on my machine. This world I originally set up. This is a zombie spawner, just in case you're wondering what this is. The point of this is just to pop on and check and see how it seemed zooming around in here. This has been running on a server. I purchased a Raspberry Pi, which if you don't know is a little tiny computer. It costs about $30 or $35, I think, for a more robust one. And I have been running this world off of that since then. And so this world was really an experiment to see how well I could get Minecraft tuned if I could get it to run on a Raspberry Pi 2 originally, and it's been running on a Raspberry Pi 3 for quite some time now, and that works much better than the 2. And so I may make a video detailing some of that, talking about it at some point, but not today. So today I just wanted to pop on here and make sure that this performed okay on my machine, because I did move the world files down, and there's a couple of things you have to do to get it to run as a single player world. And in order to put a world into realms, it has to be in your single player list. So whenever you go to realms, so now we're gonna go into realms. So if you aren't familiar with realms, I'm not familiar with realms actually. I've never opened realms, so this will be the first time. I have read about it, but I've never used it. So my understanding, I believe each one of these line items, I guess you could have multiple, would be a subscription that you might have. I'm not sure if you would have more than one, but you can see here's one. This green light means the realm is open and running. And so you can go in here and you can change things to whatever you want. So it comes preloaded with a couple of different little worlds. I don't know what these worlds are, but you know, here they are. So we're in. So I guess you can. That's pretty cool. So you can switch your mini game. So that's nice. So, and if you go into these worlds, I can say I'm going to switch to this world, and so now it's here. You can make backups. You can adjust the options. So this world is something similar to what we're going to load. So we have 2 empty slots, and what Realms allows you to do, as far as I know, is you can run one world at a time. So you could turn on mini games, and then you can start it, and then people could connect to your Realms instance and play mini games. You can activate a world that has some sort of here I'll actually just show you. So we can go here and look. Here's the options for whenever you want to create one of these worlds. So these are things that are preloaded. I don't really know what all these things are, but you can see here you've got some templates. So these things, you know, there are different things. Maybe we'll play through some of these on some later episodes with some guests and see what these things look like. But for today, so here's some adventures. For today, though, we're going to be uploading a world. So you could create a new world if you wanted and just start over from scratch. So we're going to upload a world. So whenever we go to upload world, you could see that your options are limited to the worlds that you have actually played and that you have in your single player list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this RasPi. It's called RasPi because it used to run on my RasPi, and we're going to upload it. Oh no, our upload has failed. I wonder what that means. Upload failed -1. World 2. Let's see. We'll try and connect to it, see what happens. Ah. Okay. Well. Okay. Maybe my spawn point was corrupted or something similar. My inventory appears to be there. Oh, well, here we are on Realms. So how about that? So I have a speed beacon over here, and so let's walk around this world. So we're combining our test of realms with a little world tour just to see what happens here. I think I'm going to actually turn the volume down, say to like 25, just because I'm afraid that we may have some loudness with these guys. So here's my. So let's just walk around just to look at stuff. So look. So here's a. You may be wondering why this beacon was here. Now it's a haste beacon, but this was here because I mined under here. I built this vertical farm, which nothing's planted in right now, but we'll leave that alone. Instructions for this spawner. So here, basically, I'm not going to read these instructions, but you throw this switch and zombies will start coming up. And actually, we'll go ahead and throw the switch. Might as well test some stuff. This is my softening button, which if you press it, you can see it's going to crush their heads. And we'll see some zombies come up. Let's see. So I don't really have the most professional elevator here, but let's go down here so we can see what is down here. So down here we have this giant area that I carved out. I believe that I had some help from friends and family on this, and you can see we have this so we can see in there. There's all of our zombies popping up, and they're all just gonna float up there. Gets kind of noisy, and the light switch just simply travels down here and turns off or on the lights. So whenever we turn off the lights, zombies spawn. Pretty simple. And I just wanted to have a little platform around here so that I could observe this. And that's the floor up there, as you can see. So there's nothing below the floor, which I've thought about putting in one layer just so there's an actual layer of kind of something beneath the floor. And let's see what else. So the zombie spawner seems to be working. Seems to work fine. Oh goodness. Okay, so alright, there we go. Oh, I forgot there's a dismount there. Okay, so now let's turn this off and just show this thing in action. Well, we'll come back in a minute. So first, alright, so the weather seems to be working fine. It's nighttime. We'll pop in here really quick. Let's look at a couple things. Here's our pumpkin farm. I mentioned on the other videos, this is the pumpkin farm design that I have normally used. That is interesting. Something has happened here. Maybe that caused the server to kind of bug out some. Maybe this thing was extended and it caused an issue. Maybe it was just extended whenever I started the server. So you can see in here, there's a lot of pumpkins. We typically come in here and get the pumpkins to make jack-o'-lanterns. So as you can see, lots of jack-o'-lanterns. This is the pattern that I've previously mentioned. Let's pop in here. Actually, you know what? Well, first of all, this closes at night. There's day switch. We can override it, but I'm actually not going to override it. So we're going to run up to our actual home. So this is the home I built. Watermelon farm, exactly the same as the pumpkin farm. Just looks like a watermelon and grows watermelons. This is this is Red Cole's house, which we'll just take a little peek in here. You can see he has kind of a Zen pagoda situation kind of happening here, where it's like an inn, and you just have a couple of different rooms up top, place to observe things, a little glass table. So some little spikes and stuff. I think I built these lamps here, and I have some colors here. This is where I used to keep our beacon. Now I really need to go and get another beacon. So this is the modern house that I built for my wife and I, and she built this nice pool, which if you look down at the bottom, you can see it's actually colored wool to give it a certain texture look and feel. And we are going to pop into bed here so we can make this rain go away. And there we go. So I think that we will use our elytra some, but I need to go get some fireworks. So, but here briefly, here's our little house, nice little patio. Got a little swimming pool down here, stables down below. These are this kind of cool door design that I think I saw it on a channel, but I don't remember where. I spent a lot of time playing around with this house. I saw this house design on a channel for sure. I think if you just search for modern house builds, you could probably find something like it, and they probably use these doors. And then we made it purple, and it took quite a long time to get it to this state. So over there, you can see the 00 castle. So that castle is actually located at 00, the crossroads of Route 00. So I am very unpracticed with the elytra. So let's see if we can. Okay, that was terrible. Okay, this is not going well so far. So let's see, maybe I can run and jump off right here. All right. So now I've read that you can like go at a 40 degree angle. All right. Well, that helps some. Let's see if we can get over here near the. I will. Let's pop in here and make some fireworks. I believe I have some stuff in the storage castle, so let's see. Over here, I have a monster chest. So we have gunpowder. Okay. And let's pop over here. And I have paper. And that is all you need. So I'm not sure how many of these this makes. Okay, I really just want to get a stack of them. So, you know, I'm sure I have more gunpowder somewhere, so I'll just go make another. And we'll put the fireworks. I'm just going to pop them into my end chest. I'll put my chest plate in there. Put the rest of these fireworks in there. I am going to put this paper back. Now, okay, now this is actually going to be a great test. So now, I always see the YouTubers do this, and they seem to do better than I do. All right, now we are up. So let's, oh, this is great. So now you can see the whole main castle area. There's our beautiful end forest that we have. There's our house. Let's fly around the world. What? How great! Oh, there's another lava pool also that my lovely wife made. This is 00 Castle. So the intention is we'll eventually have 4 beacons right there, all around the 00 point, and there actually are some things in these castles. my daughter has some items in that castle. Let's pop over here. Oh look, so this is Mr. Quankian's house that he's been working on. And let's see. I believe my daughter's castle is around here somewhere. There it is. Up in the distance on the hill. So, Miss Yelsa, who will eventually join us. This is her wizarding castle. That's pretty close. Oof. That's a rough landing. Let's see. Oh, and the Elytra is doing very well. So let's do a little tour of her house. So there's a nice little overhang here. Very secluded. Very picturesque. This is how she rolls with precision. Her and Mr. Redcole are now having competitions for making elaborate houses. As I mentioned before, Redcole he's all about getting the nice looking building, and Yelsa's, she's unsatisfied with just the building. It's all about the terrain also. So let's see here. So here, this is, I think we have been out this way in the history of the server for sure, but you can see here, I believe this is why she chose this location, so that there's this sort of picturesque approach. And you know, we're gonna fly around here. So Mr. Coops, another family member, has built some stuff out this way, I believe. So there's just a kind of a random tower that he built, and he's the one that actually built most of these floating bridges, these floating roads, so that he could get from place to place. So this was, I believe, one of his original houses. And there are all the aforementioned animals. This used to absolutely destroy our machines. Or destroy our lag and stuff like that. So we're just really flying around. This is sort of a tour of the world. This is a little lakeside cabin that he made. And just to see how the performance is. And so far, I gotta say, this is excellent. I mean, the load time for these chunks is just glorious compared to what I got on the RasPi. So the RasPi was functional, but it was certainly not what you would call performant. And let's see, there's the monument, and this goes out to, I believe, the fishing village. So let me do this 40-40 trick a little bit. So now if I open up my F3 screen, I should be going roughly at 40 degrees down and 40 degrees up. Supposedly, if you can go at 40 up and 40 down, you can actually go for quite a ways without boosting. So, but I'm going to go over this mountain, so I'm going to boost, because there is a fishing village over here that I want to highlight. Oh yes, and I forgot there's actually like a aquamarine castle. So this was another one of Coops's projects. Very, very nice. Also another great builder. Great attention to detail. At least if this is your style, kind of the more base style of Minecraft. I'm sure that Mr. Grian would not appreciate the subtleties of our architecture. I'm quite sure he would say we don't have enough depth. We need layers. We need more depth. But considering Mr. Coop started playing just last year with us, I think that's very nice. So, man, I'm gonna need to have to create a passive mob farm. I tried to create one and it didn't really work. And then once I found the zombie spawner, I never revisited the topic because I was primarily working on the mob spawner for experience. So here, I just feel like I like to mention this sometimes when I see it. So if you see this surrounding landscape here, I mean, this has obviously been stripped, but you see this spruce. This was a spruce forest, and I cleared a lot of this by hand. And man, that was brutal work. It was just such a lot of work. I can't even tell you. All right, and for some reason, I seem to have lost my keyboard appears to have stopped working, but that's okay. I have a wireless keyboard, but my wireless keyboard appears to have run out of battery power while I was sitting here. So anyway, so here's our house, and I've got a couple of little nice horses in there. Let's pop back up here and go to sleep. And I think there is just one more area to go and visit and see how it pops in. And we'll check that now here shortly. So let's see. So here is our castle that we've looked at, and you can see this road goes all the way out here. This is called the Zero Road, and it runs on the 0 line, and 0, 0 is where that castle is, and this is actually coming over to our swamp, where I've gone for slimes, although I've never made a slime farm. And if you take a turn in this direction here, we will get over to... we will get over to our villager castle. Oh my gosh. So... and I'm just going to leave those guys over there for now. So this is Mr. Coop's. I cannot recall. I believe that Red Cole built this monument for him whenever he first joined our server. So here are a bunch of extra villagers. And this over here is the villager breeder that I have been using for a long period of time. I have not been using it very much recently, and you'll see why. But this is where they breed. If you have never used a villager breeder, there's a lot of different ways to do it. This is the way that I do it. This is kind of an older way. I think now there's much more efficient designs, but in here there's a villager in here. He has access to daylight, and there are 6 doors in there. I just have this so I can open it, and this so I could sit here if I wanted to breed the villagers while I was sitting here, which I don't. And you have to have at least one farmer who will feed everybody here, and at least a couple of villagers, and then the villagers will start making other villagers. And so over here you can see we've got a glass column there, and some hatches, and the little babies will sometimes walk over here. They don't always do it. Sometimes they will. There are designs where you can be much more efficient with this. I haven't done that. And I believe what I was working on here last time I was here was a more concise version of what's going on right here. I wanted to move all this over here. And so this, I don't have all the tracks set up anymore, but this, you would press a button here, it would dispense a cart, which will come over here, go around this corner, and pick up a villager whenever it does that. It should pick up one here, but if not, it seems like these things pick up on corners, and so this gives you a great chance of a pickup. And then this would come over here, and it would go into a holding tank, which I don't have one of these little bays here right now, but if you had a bay, then they would kind of come up, sit there, you could check their trades. If you don't like them, you press a button, and then they come over here, and they would come down here, they would fall into this lava under the sign. It would break the cart as soon as they land. The cart would come in here, be returned to this, and they would unfortunately meet their demise here. So I should probably get a couple of... I don't know why my cart is empty. Oh, you know, I remember now. Actually, I made a bunch of carts for this, and then I discovered that I really only need one. I used to have a very large array for sorting villagers here, but I have gotten the villagers that I wanted, so that's not necessary. So here, whenever the villagers fall in, oh, here we can even watch one happen right now. Perfect. So this little guy is going to come down here. He eventually flows back down there, and right here he'll get picked up and brought over here. And yeah, so he's going to sit down there until he grows up. He won't pop into this water. And so whenever he grows up, his head will be in this water. He'll start to swim up. He'll be carried over here. He'll drop down here, and there you go. And so that's how we make villagers. And so there is a end portal there, which is actually linked to the end portal at the main base. And let me get on this guy just so I don't have to keep walking around. So if we go through this will take us to the nether, I'm sorry, not the end portal, the nether portal near our home base. So these guys you could push in there and then pop into the nether and then push them through again, and that was it. And this is just a me playing around with this. So I made this is like just so not even relevant anymore, because now that we have observer blocks, that's what this needs to be made out of. But I just made this so that sugarcane could grow and some of it could be automatically harvested while I was AFK. But usually I just come in here and get it. And it's much faster that way. So I used to have a rail track that would take these guys over here, pop them in here, and they would fall over. You can see the remnants of this rail track here. And then if they were villagers I wanted to keep, they would come in here. So this is the goal for this entire facility. Other than I really wanted to build a town here, but you know, I gotta have other people to build a town. I haven't been able to do it all by myself. So this is why I need the village breeder, though, is for the library. So now if you go into the library, yes, every spell, every book, and sometimes more options, and the prices. So I have continued to breed villagers over time in an effort to get better prices, but we've got pretty good prices on most of the things that are major, and now we're missing sweeping, whatever the new item is. I don't have it. Sweep attack boost, but that's what's going on here. So this is the library. This is kind of the crown jewel. I have not ever seen online anyone with as extensive of a library as I have, and so it's pretty awesome, and we've got some pretty good prices. So that I don't actually think there's really anything else out past here. I mean, we've walked around out here, we've been out here, but I don't think we've built anything past here. So, and this was the idea here, is this was going to be either a passive mob farm, or it was going to be a villager breeder that I was going to put up in the air. I'll say, I guess we have been out this way. I just don't remember what's out that way. And this is just the place that I built so that I could come here and sit and try and get some slimes. I never really finished that. So wow. I mean, all in all, I mean, this is amazing. The performance of the server is great. I'm really happy with it. I know that not everybody is as ecstatic with the flexibility or lack thereof, but I'm pretty stoked about it. So here, this is meant to be a feature. Yelsa and Red Coal actually built this entire castle by themselves. And ironically, one of the funny things, and of course this happens, it's a good excuse to always check your numbers. So this is the idea here is we were going to have multiple towers, one tower for each of us. And I think Yelsa is the only one that's really done any work on her tower. And this is her, oops, this is her tower area. So this takes us up to the top floor. And I think she has a little bell tower up top. So one funny thing about this tower is it's actually off by, I think, 1 block or something like that. So it's kind of comical. This rail. This goes to Mr. Quankian's house. So, and here's his house, which he's still working on. He just built the 2nd floor the last time he played on here. So he is going to be very excited to see that we have this online now. Okay, so what else can we check? I mean, everything seems to be working very well. I guess we should try and let me go get some, well, I guess I go this way. So let me pop over to the zombie spawner. And let's... These guys probably have despawned by now, I hope. Yeah, they have. Okay, good. So one of the things I wanted to mention is that this is sort of the model, you know, we brought a farmer over here. If you're not familiar, farmers, they are the best for getting emeralds. They trade a lot of food, all the food. You can really automate all the food. I don't have the farms automated. I do have this one out here that automatically will drop the water down, and then you can re-sow the crops, which somebody took the crops but didn't re-sow them. But you can see we've got plenty of stuff to trade with this guy here. And I thought I had emeralds in there. Maybe I've compacted them and put them in here. Okay, yeah. So easy. 64 blocks of emeralds, right? That's a lot of emeralds. We don't really need any more than that. And but that's what we got. So let's run over here. And what we're going to do is just make sure that the nether works and that the end works. Which, I mean, my goodness, now the end is like going to be fabulous. So this is our little nether base that we showed earlier. And you can, this is a new nether castle that way. If you go this way, no, I'm sorry, if you go this way, it actually goes to the old nether castle. And while I was building this world, it's kind of funny. What do I have in here? Do I have... I've got no wither skulls. Okay, so while I was building this world and trying to get the server version to work, I was testing loading the end after I put it on my single player world. And I was trying to get to the end, which is where we're going to go here in a moment. And I couldn't remember how to get there because it's been a little while since I played this world. And so I went this way, and I know the way to whatever's at the end of this path, but I couldn't remember if it was a way to get to the end itself, and it was not. It goes to the old nether fortress that we used to go and try and farm for wither skulls. And I actually killed four wither skeletons, and I got a wither skull. But of course I wasn't saving that copy of the game because it didn't work. The end did not work. I forgot to save the end, and then when I went to the end, it generated, and then I accidentally fell off, and I just didn't want to lose my inventory from... Well, I didn't accidentally fall off while I was reading online. The nether dragon, or the end dragon, came and knocked me off, so it's not really... I didn't really want to keep a regenerated world anyway. Oh, great. Let's kill this guy, because I don't really actually have that many of these. And you can make these magma creams, I believe. I forget what the recipe is, but never hurts to get some. And I have looting 3, so that should give us 3. well, that's not as many as I would have hoped for, but anyway, we're almost to where we're going. So over here is this nether portal takes us out and directly into a stronghold. So I went to a stronghold, built another portal, and then we could go here. So this was our... Oh, there's a little pop back lag, I guess. I walk forward and see it pop me back to where I was standing. So this was our staging area for killing the Ender Dragon. Let me pop in here, but he is dead. So So that's the way the cookie crumbles for him. So I probably need to clean this this up some, but this path, whenever we were originally trying to fight the end dragon, this was what we did. We just kind of burrowed up a little bit and just wanted to come out. So we had never watched any videos, and I've been playing Minecraft for, gosh, I guess maybe like 10 years now, and I had never actually beaten the end dragon. I mean, of course, there was no end dragon whenever I first started playing, but so now I kind of, I mean, I really want to go and look for more elytra, just because now it should be a breeze to get to end cities. And you know, my only concern is that Mojang is going to nerf something, and then all of a sudden I'm not going to be able to just fly around with impunity. So this is also, I have been wanting to make I really wanted to make a Enderman farm, but it takes a lot of work, and that zombie farm works pretty well if you have an opportunity to AFK like I do. So it's not very good if you need instant gratification. You know, it only produces about, I think, 8 zombies a minute or something like that. So let's pop in here, back to our house, and that's it. And I think that's where I'm going to end it today. I just thought that it would be a fun. Oh, you know what? There is one other thing. Oops. There's one other item, so I really don't want to end the game over there. I really want to end it over here at our castle. But that was almost a close call. So this is my under construction store, my armor shop that I built from all the zombies, the zombie farm. So there's one other thing I want to do. Okay, so now let's disconnect. Okay, great. So now this, I'm not sure why this is test, but let's go to configure realm, and let's see what we can do. So now, okay, so the backups happen automatically, so that's great. I can download the latest version, I guess, if I want to run it locally. So now players. So if you're not aware, this is another great thing about Realms. So Realms, it's invite only. So you can invite people. So if you are somebody who's watching this and you'd like to be invited to our world, let me know. And maybe I will. So let me invite Mr. Red Coal. And let me invite his other account. And let me invite Mr. Quankian. Let me invite I think that is her handle. Yep, that's her. And let me invite Mrs. What's her name? Who goes by Kale Queen. Let me think, who else is there that I know off the top of my head that might want to join? Yes, Mr. Coops. Yes, there we go. Okay, is there anybody else we've had on the world? Not that I can think of. So, this is my wife, my brother-in-law, my nephew, my son, who has 2 accounts. Oh, and I also have 2 accounts. My camera or admin account, and I guess I don't have to invite myself, do I? I mean, what happens if I type myself in? Okay, so I can't invite myself. Okay, so that's fine. So my two accounts have access. Red Coal's two accounts have access. Yeltz's account has access. Kale Queen, Coops, Quankian. I feel like there might be somebody else that needs access, but I can't remember it right now. So now we go back, and I'm not 100% sure what it will look like on the player's side whenever they get the invite, but we'll hope it's okay. So now let's see world options. So I want to name this, so I know which one it is. Pinecraft. Oh. So let's say I guess we can go with RasPi Craft. So yeah, that's fine. So PvP on, spawn animals, spawn NPC, spawn monsters, no command blocks, force game mode, no spawn protection, normal difficulty, survival mode. Okay, so that sounds good to me. So we have world option. Okay, so these three things are independent of the three things that they're sitting underneath. Okay, so subscription shows my subscription, and I have my subscription set to auto renew, so we'll renew in 10 days. And I'm not sure why. I just wonder why this thing says test. Why it doesn't say something else. So, and there's no way to change it. It seems like, oops. Oh, okay, so I just double click on it to join there as well. All right. Well, don't want to join right now. And we have Realms News. Oops, that's going to open Safari, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to go back over here. So there we go. So that's where I think I'm going to end it. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing anything in Realms with this world. This is kind of my new, I'm going to make things world here. And so the next time that we come back, we're going to perhaps make a villager breeder or some kind of machine. I think that's going to be our next thing, is some kind of machine. I think that's what I'd like to make. So, but until next time. Oh, I forgot my. There we go. All right, so I'll see you next time. Bye.